Hello, my friend. A real man needs five things from his wife to have a happy and fulfilled marriage. And I guarantee that number three is going to surprise you why that is so important. And let me just say this that any man needs more than these five things to be happy, to be fulfilled, to feel content and at peace in his marriage. If you need more than these five things, then you're not really looking for a wife. You're looking for your mother. You're looking for somebody to mother you. And unfortunately, your wife is not your mother. She is your wife. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to uncover this because it's critical and it's important to the well being of a relationship that the man know his role, his responsibility, and the wife also know her role and her responsibility. But first, let me say that I am not speaking to those of you, those husbands that are cheaters. You are shacking up. You are an adulterer. I'm not saying this is your past. If it's your past, then that's your past. You have recovered from it. You're doing what you're supposed to do. This is not about you. This is not for a cheating spouse, a disrespectful, physically abusive, or whatever you're doing that is destroying the well being and the welfare of your wife and your marriage. I'm not speaking to you. I'm not speaking to you. Maybe you need to get into my coaching program so that I can help you to become a better man, so that you can become better suitable to love and serve in your marriage. So let us dig deep into this and talk about these five things that are so important to a man. And for those of you that are listening via our podcast, I would like you to share. Those of you that are watching via YouTube, I would like you to like and share and subscribe. Thank you so much for your support. If we're adding value to you, then the best way that you can add value to us is by sharing and liking. All right? So the first thing that a man need in order for him to be happy in his marriage, it needs respect. Now, I know what you're saying. Some of you guys are thinking, isn't respect earned, not given? And there is some truth to that. Yes, there is some truth to it. But here is the reality that most relationship books won't tell you. For a man, respect isn't just nice to have, it's an essential part of what makes him come alive. It is like the air you breathe. You cannot live without oxygen, and a man cannot live without respect. Remember what I said, that I'm speaking about good men, good husbands that love their wives, caring for their wives, doing what they're supposed to do, but are emailing me about some of the things that they feel like their wives need to be a little bit more attentive in these areas. And so respect is so critical to your husband that God put it in his word that wives must respect and honor their husband. And in Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 33, it tells us that each one of you husband must love your wives as your own body. Love your wife as you love yourself. And it says, wives, listen, you must respect your husband. Wife must respect her husband. That's not a problem if you have a good man. That's not a problem if you have a man that is wholly righteous and doing what he's supposed to do. That should be easy, right? Just like how you desire affection, you desire intimacy, you desire that closeness, you desire that vulnerable space that you can thrive and flourish in. Your husband need respect. You know, I tell women all the time, when you roll your eyes at your husband when he's speaking to you, or he's talking about an idea that you don't like, or when you correct him in front of the children, or put him down, emasculate him, minimize him, criticize him, when that's not good. That's not good at all. You know, listen, each moment that you put him down or disrespect him, it's like a small cut. One cut doesn't really hurt much, but 1,000 cuts, yeah, that's when marriages bleed out. That's when problems and issues start to manifest itself more frequently. So here's what respect looks like in action: listening to your husband, listening to his input on decisions, even when you don't agree with it. It is about speaking about him positively with others, saying things about him that is true, though, right? That is true with your family and your friends. It's acknowledging his contribution to the family. It's not undermining his authority with the children. If he says something, agree with it. If you don't agree with it, don't say it before the kids. Put them aside and say, babe, you know what? You might be a little bit too hard with that. You probably need to lighten up a little bit in that area. Just a little bit, honey. You feel what I'm saying? I had a client, a good man, a good husband, successful businessman, that is, a good father, and a caring husband. And he tried everything to make his wife understand who he is and why she needs to respect him in a certain way. And, it's like there was two, I don't know, they were living like two-headed monsters. Like, seriously, respect and honor is not there. And I think on both sides, they are guilty of it in some ways, but maybe the wife was magnifying it or was demonstrating a lot more disrespect than he would like it to be. And he told me that he'd rather be alone than to be with someone who make him feel, less than 2 inches tall in his own home, that is. I mean, that's a deep statement. But I thank God that through our coaching and our mentorship, and we put in them on a plan of action, that they start to become better communicators. Because I think that was where the big problem was or is the lack of healthy communication. Not learning words that you can't use, trigger words like you're always and you're never. Those are just trigger words that's just going to get you all mad, right? So it's important to really respect and honor your spouse. And I'm so glad that they were able to navigate through it and they're in a better place now. But there was a moment when he felt like, hey, man, her mouth was cutting me right, left, and center. You see, my friend, that's how critical respect is. Men can handle many challenges in marriages. Yes, they can. But feeling constantly disrespected isn't one of them. It isn't. Number two, appreciation. Men are wired to be providers, to be spiritual leaders, and to be protectors. It is literally in their DNA. I'm talking about a real man. Yes, a real man that know who he is as a kingdom man. When a man goes out to work every day to put food on the table, fixing things around the house, protect his family, he's fulfilling his primal role as a man. But here's what most wives or most women miss. He needs to know that you see his efforts. Yes, he needs to know. Think about it. He goes out 8 to 10 hours a day, work jobs that sometimes he doesn't even feel like they appreciate him, deal with boss who doesn't value him, right? Fight traffic going to work, fighting in traffic coming back. I mean, it's a whole lot. And then what happened? Too often when you walk in the door, immediately hear complain what he didn't do and all the things that he's not doing. Now, I'm not saying that, you're not supposed to tell him about himself in a nice way when he's not doing what he's supposed to do. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you're not supposed to tell him what he needs to change or, stuff that he needs to take care of. But what I'm saying is that instead of waiting until he calmed down or he's in a better mood or a better space, better mindset, better frame of mind, you just come at him like a freight train. That can trigger, especially if he had a rough, stressful day. You see what I mean? And here's the reality. Men are not looking for constant praise. We're not kids. We're not children. But genuine appreciation is important. It fuels his desire. It's a driving force. It keeps him going. It keeps him connected. It keeps him energized. It keeps him motivated to go out and work for you. Saying thank you for being a good husband. Thank you for being a great provider. Thank you for the things that you do. Thank you for being such a wonderful husband. Thank you for being a great father. Thank you for being such loving, caring person. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that does? It motivates him to do everything for you. Hello? Guys, listen to what I'm saying. Men are not very difficult to please, you know. And these five things are some of the key things that men gravitate towards. This is an experiment for you. For 1 week, make a point to verbally appreciate something specific that your husband have done each day. Yes, not just thank you, but thank you for. I appreciate you because. Try that and see what's gonna happen. That's your homework assignment. And I promise you that if you continue to do that, it will literally change everything. It will motivate him. It will stimulate a lot of desire towards you. You have a superpower as a wife, but some of y'all don't know how to use it. I'm just going to be honest about it. You don't know how to use it. Number three, great sex. Now, I know what some of you guys are thinking. Oh, there we go again. Of course, that's on the list. Why not? But this goes deeper than you really might even fathom or process or think. You see, for men, sex isn't just physical release. It's how many men feel emotionally connected to their wives. It's often the primary way they feel desired, they feel valued, and they feel love. Yes, sex translates to I love you, I want you, I need you. When wives regularly reject intimacy or treat it just like a chore, like, oh, let's just get it out of the way, men don't feel physically connected. Men don't feel sexually charged when it's a chore mentality. They feel emotionally disconnected. They feel unwanted. They feel like you're not showing enough attention in the area that they desire to feel love. But the reality is, great sex isn't just frequency. It's about enthusiasm. It's about initiation. It's about openness. It's about you making sure that he is pleasured and he is well taken care of in the bedroom. I have counseled countless men who says the same thing. I don't just want my wife to give me sex. I want her to want me. I want her to desire me. I want her to feel and see that I am still that guy. Hello? That doesn't mean that you have to be in the mood all the time. No, that's not fair. And if he's a man that wants sex 7 nights a week or 5 nights a week and twice a night on the weekend, then something is wrong with him. It doesn't work that way. But it does mean being willing to prioritize intimacy, communicate openly about desires, and recognize that sexual connection is a legitimate need in marriage, not just an optional bonus. It is a part of what makes marriage work. Dave Willis, in one of his books, The 7 Laws of Love, he says, sex does not make a marriage work, but it's almost impossible to make a marriage work without it. Sex is not the purpose of marriage. It's one of the benefits of marriage. And ladies, when you initiate sometimes, I want you to hear me. That's pure gold for your man's confidence and your connection with him. OMG moment. Okay? Number 4, good food. Now, I'm not saying that you must always be in the kitchen. I'm not saying that you must be that person that's always cooking. That's not what I'm saying. But they say a way to a man's heart is through his belly. I don't know how true that is, but I do know that a man loves nothing more than coming home to a nice, well-cooked meal. I'm talking about you dressing nicely and, you are just there ready for him and both of y'all sitting there just having fun and eating. And I mean, it's a good thing, right? It's awesome. It's dope. I love that. When my wife cooked for me, my favorite dish, oh my Lord. It's just a wonderful, caring, nurturing way to please your man. I don't see any other man. As I said, I'm talking about good men. I'm talking about good husbands that do the right thing for their family. He needs to be treated with love, honor, and respect. And cooking for him, giving him nice food. It's a wonderful thing. It's a great thing to do. And number 5, you need a little bit of back rub now and then, physical touch or physical connection. And this might sound trivial compared to the others, but don't underestimate the power of non sexual connection, non sexual touch in making your husband feel connected and feel like you care for him. Men often crave physical touch, and it doesn't necessarily lead to sex, and it shouldn't always lead to sex. I know men have a tendency that the moment you start to touch them, they want to take you to the bedroom. I've been there, and it shouldn't always lead to sex. But here's the thing, you're rubbing his shoulder, giving him a back rub, rubbing his bald head like my wife liked to rub my bald head, you know, running your hand through his hair, whatever you do. These small moments of physical connection, it releases oxytocin. This is a bonding hormone that helps with connection. It's called the love hormone. It creates a sense of peace, a sense of security in the relationship. I have a client that, he said that, when his wife rubbed his shoulder for at least 5 minutes after work in the evening, man, that's like heaven. It feels so therapeutic. It feels so good. It feels so, he feels so connected. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. It's about talking to them and rubbing them, giving, hey, you can give them a massage too. I know that's a risky business. It depends on what's, listen, I know when my wife asks me to give her a massage, I want to always take it to the next level. It's just a part of the connection that I have with her, that intimate connection, but I don't always get my way, but sometimes I do try, right? So take some time to just physically hold, touch, rub, slap him on the backside, pull him in towards you, give him a kiss now and then. These are the little things that add so much value to his life. And let me just say this, that in our touch-starved society, simple act of nurturing physical connection, it's a transformative power for your marriage. So there you have it. 5 things men truly need from their wives: respect, appreciation, great sex, good food, and a little bit of back rub now and then. Now, does this mean that man does not care about trust and honesty and emotional support? Of course, they care about it. Of course, they do care. Those are fundamentals for any healthy relationship, not just in a marriage, but in any relationship. Your marriage can't work without these things. And if these things are not the foundation of the relationship, then something is wrong. But what I've found out in many years of coaching and counseling is that when these 5 specific needs are met, men show up differently in their marriage. They connect better. They become more attentive, more emotionally available, more willing to meet their wives' needs. Marriage isn't about keeping score or trading favors. No, that's not what it's about. But it's about understanding each other's deepest need and being willing to meet them, not out of obligation, but out of love. I want to hear from you. Let me hear what you think. Which of these 5 tips do you think surprise you the most? And what are some of the things that you do to really help your husband? Maybe you have more stuff. Drop it in the comment section below. And if you found this helpful, please like, give it a thumbs up, please share, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to be a part of this channel by hitting that subscribe button. Yeah, I said it. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening on all podcast platform. I appreciate you guys rocking with us, rocking with me. May God bless you always. And I cannot wait to see you in the next one.